Samantha Markle, what on earth is going on, in your opinion, between your sister Meghan and Prince Harry today? Because they are doing anything possible, Sam, anything possible not to be seen with each other. We're told it's a professional split. They're on a twin track approach. But even next week, Meghan is going to the Tyler Perry event in Los Angeles, an event that Harry is on the board of, yet Harry flying out to New York the same day, seemingly to avoid being seen with your sister. What is going on here?
Well, I'm gonna throw right out there. I'm kind of more curious as to why they're not being seen with these children. Like they're jet setting, they're apart one day, they're together, they're going to this event or to that event. Most celebrities, even Princess Catherine and Prince William, their kids are visible, living a normal life, very full, and the public see them with paparazzi everywhere, drones everywhere, and all of these events. Somebody, I would think, would see these children. So are they together? Are they not? Who really knows? Because their PR seems to spin everything. One week it's like they're getting together, they're strengthening, they're doing this, they support each other. The next week they're splitting up. The olive branch is being extended, it's being rejected. They're not getting back. We know the probability of them getting back in the royal fold is like 0.00000012. But I think the world has been wondering, are they going to move to Great Britain? Because it doesn't seem like the Hollywood thing panned out. Are they going to move to Portugal? There were rumors of that. And why? Like, I mean, I doubt that it has anything to do with President Trump now being reelected.
Thomas Markle, Meghan Markle's own father, has just cast doubt on whether Meghan actually gave birth to her children, Prince Archie and Princess Lilibet. That's right. This isn't some online conspiracy. This is coming straight from Meghan's father and half-sister, Samantha Markle, who believe the truth is being covered up. Why the secrecy? Why the lack of public records? And why does Meghan refuse to allow anyone to see her children in public? This isn't just about Meghan and Harry. This is about the integrity of the royal family, the British line of succession, and the media's role in covering up the truth. All right, let's start with the bombshell that has sent shockwaves through the royal watching world. Thomas Markle, Meghan's estranged father, has publicly stated that he does not believe Meghan gave birth to her children. Let that sink in for a moment. Why would a father make such a serious allegation against his own daughter? And he's not alone. Meghan's half-sister Samantha Markle agrees.
Maybe it does, but why Portugal? Why not, somewhere else? Why not Great Britain? Well, I don't. So we really don't know. It's like it's like a mystery again. This fairy tale has become somewhat of a scary tale. It's just it's eerie. It's cringeworthy. It's like a tragic comedy. It's sad because if there are children involved, it doesn't seem like they're having a normal life. And it seems like it's very far from a fairy tale for the world and for them. So, I can't wait to find out. My guess is as good as yours.
There's obviously, Sam, so many questions about the children and whether they were born naturally. And this is something that I've discussed in detail with Lady Colin Campbell, who has written about it. Do you have any personal view on that situation?
I will say that, like a lot of people, I saw the Getty images of the pillow dropping behind the skirt, and I thought at first they could be photoshopped, but Getty images is very reliable. I questioned why nobody reportedly was able to examine her abdomen when she was, quote, pregnant. And I thought, gee, if she was, remember when Demi Moore did that beautiful thing on Vanity Fair where she showed her beautiful belly? I thought that was really cool. Like, if you are so proud of your baby, your marriage, and God, if you have the opportunity to have royal physicians examine your womb, I don't know about her, but I would be all over that. There would be like a Vogue magazine cover, proud to show the baby and the beauty of pregnancy and, the beauty of the marriage. But that didn't happen. It was all a mystery. It was all hidden. And there were reportedly no physician certificates. So all of the rumors that seem to be true about surrogacy. And then my father was very forthcoming to talk about the fact that in July, 9 months before Archie was allegedly born, that he said that she had picked up her frozen eggs. So I thought, well, it kind of makes sense, all things taken together, that there would be a surrogate involved. But why the secrecy? Like if you have that platform and children are amazing, they're beautiful, they come into the world however they come, you would want to promote that as well. Do articles about the beauty of surrogacy. If you can afford it, great, right?
But isn't the issue, Sam, they would be removed from the line of succession?
Exactly. And then, so I understand why the British public were so, I mean, at one time I thought it was obsessive, but I get it, that in the line of succession, there's a lot that conveys, there's titling, and that by British law, a woman, the child reportedly has to be born of the womb of the titled royal mother.
And remember, Archie was not born at the hospital where all royal births take place. Right. And we were lied to about the timing and when she apparently went into labor. I was covering all of that very closely, and there was a whole veil of secrecy over it. And Lady Colin Campbell, as you know, has regularly just asked Buckingham Palace, just tell us. Just tell us. Just confirm all of the details, and they have refused to do so. Why?
Now, let's be clear. There have always been rumors surrounding the birth of Archie and Lilibet. No official hospital records were ever released. The birth announcements were vague and delayed. No medical staff came forward to confirm Meghan's delivery. And yet, anyone who questioned this was immediately dismissed as a conspiracy theorist. But now Meghan's own family is saying the same thing. Samantha Markle put it plainly. If they used a surrogate, why not just admit it? Which raises the obvious question. What are they hiding? Now let's talk about something that no one in the mainstream media wants to address. Why has the world barely seen Archie and Lilibet? Think about it. Prince William and Princess Catherine's children are regularly seen at public events. Even other royal babies have had official portraits and public outings. Yet Archie and Lilibet remain hidden from the public eye. Folks, we live in an era where drones, paparazzi, and public events make it nearly impossible to keep children completely hidden. Yet somehow Harry and Meghan have managed to do just that. Is it really privacy? Or is there something else going on?
Well, the other thing too, I don't know if you remember, people can misspeak, but like if it's the day or a couple of days after your baby is born and you're presenting the baby to the public, Harry slipped and he said he's changed so much in the last 2 weeks. And I think people are like, and I think it was originally months, and even that was flubbed and changed because a lot of people were saying the same thing. We're like, what do you mean in the last 2 weeks? This is supposed to be the day after birth or very shortly thereafter. And so are you saying that he's 2 weeks older? And so I thought maybe that would allow time to wean the baby away from a birth mother if a surrogate was used. It would make sense. But instead of lying to the world, why not just say, we want a baby, we're having a baby and we're using a surrogate. But they wouldn't have titles. But it wouldn't be the same sort of financial gain.
The thing is, right, they could even have, because I've looked into this closely, they could even keep honorific titles, right, if that was so important to them. But the issue is they couldn't stay in the line of succession. And there remains this suspicion, doesn't there, that Harry and Meghan have not ruled out the possibility of one day becoming king and queen. Of course, it would involve a huge tragedy for that to happen. But they would want their son or daughter to be, well, their son to be the heir to the throne. And of course, if a surrogate was used, that would be impossible.
Right. So when you reduce it down, on the surface, it's like I personally would call it fraudulent misrepresentation. It's like there's no other way to slice this apple. If a lot of things were said that weren't true to mask the reality of a child born of surrogate for financial gain or some other motive, I'm sorry, but that's fraudulent misrepresentation, not only to the royal family, but to the world, to all of the journalists, all of the PR that were milking the heartstrings of the public and family, suggesting that, oh, you're not good enough. You're not ever going to see these children. Well, and I was thinking, what children? Don't screw with my psyche unless you want to pop out a DNA test and some proof of delivery, because right now all you got is a PR game and I'm not playing it. And I think a lot of people felt like that in the world, especially in Great Britain.
Have you discussed it with your father, Thomas?
Mm-hmm.
What's his view?
He said the same. He said the same thing. I don't believe, and he doesn't believe that there are kids, because you don't yank around and use alleged children as pawns so much. We're only going to let you see our children if you behave in a certain way, and we can control the landscape. I mean, it was like really sick and contrived. And I think he got to the point where, excuse my French, BS. This is not how you treat human beings about something so special and so important as family, whether it's the line of succession or genealogy, and the ability to see, quote, grandchildren before you pass away. A lot of family members want that, if just to be able to have a point of reference, write something down in the family memoirs that, here's another addition to the family. So I think it's been a very cruel game, and I think he accepts it. And he even said, we've seen this much of this kid with bandages around its face, like it didn't move or blink or anything, and that was very weird. Every newborn I've ever seen, moves, blinks, makes a noise, stretches or something, and he felt that right off the bat. So did we. We're like,
And let's not forget, when Harry and Meghan do release photos, they are always heavily edited, black and white, carefully staged. Like, what are they hiding? If these children are real and part of the royal lineage, why not simply prove it? Now, some of you might be wondering, why does this even matter? If Meghan and Harry used a surrogate, what's the big deal? It could jeopardize Archie and Lilibet's place in the British line of succession. Under British royal laws and tradition, only children born of the body of a royal mother can inherit royal titles and be in the line of succession. If Meghan did not actually give birth to Archie and Lilibet, they may not be legally recognized as royals.
And how painful does the situation remain for Thomas, your father, Sam, remembering that they are still so close? Like, from where he is in Mexico to Montecito, it's 3-hour drive? I mean, so close. Does that torment him and torture him? Because, of course, he suffered from that really terrible stroke.
Well, it's natural, I think, to fluctuate in your feelings. You go through cognitive dissonance. You can't really make sense of it. Like, why would someone who I loved more than life, put the jab in my back like that, and like night and day. But when you look at a pattern and you take a step back and you get out of your emotions, you can say, wow, that's really dysfunctional. And there's a lot of baggage there, and there's a lot there that you can't take personally. And I think he understands that it was fundamentally wrong of them. The onus is on them to make things better, and that you couldn't foresee this, but you can't really change it. That no matter what would have happened, they likely would have done the same thing, because that's who they are. So it becomes less hurtful when you can accept those things that are out of your control, when you can accept that you gave it your all. So you stop beating yourself up like, what did I do wrong? What didn't I do enough of? You got to let that go. And when you look at everything that you did do, and that you didn't do anything wrong, and you sit there and you just really take a step back, you can breathe, and you can just hope that they get help, and it doesn't hurt as much. It's a different kind of pain. It's like a dulled pain. And you just accept it, knowing that, like the force of gravity, some things you can't control. And some people are in denial. Harry and Meghan might walk around in denial about a lot of things with a disconnect, but those of us who have functioning frontal lobes and beating hearts and souls and feelings, you can't push everything aside, but you do have to digest it, make sense of it until you can accept it. And I think he's okay.
I'm so happy. But it must be painful, Sam, for you as a family when you see Harry and Meghan promoting family ideal. Because, we're coming into Thanksgiving and Christmas is coming up. And I mean, I could not believe, because Us Weekly, they are now the propaganda outfit of Harry and Meghan. They didn't used to be, but the editor from People magazine, Dan Wakeford, then moved to Us Weekly. So they're now doing more PR for Harry and Meghan. And they actually posted on X, and I couldn't believe it. For Meghan Markle, family is everything during the holiday season. Well, according to Taz, who's one of our regulars here, a YouTube royal YouTube sensation, but also an outspoken regular, she posted, Sam, they are having a laugh with that headline. She's not only cut off her family, but Harry's family and all the relatives their children should have around them, including Harry's childhood friends and their families. The Markles, the Raglans, the Windsors, all the cousins, the grandfathers, the aunties and uncles, everyone apart from Doria. I find that desperately sad and selfish. Plus, who brags about their 5-year-old not believing in Father Christmas anymore? That's not exactly a flex. So how did you feel about this apparent spin that Meghan's all about family at Christmas?
Now let's be clear. Surrogacy itself is not illegal. But in the case of the royal family, it could create a constitutional crisis. So if Meghan and Harry did use a surrogate, but failed to disclose it, they may have misled the royal family, the British government, and the public. And that is why these matters. And here's where it gets even more interesting. Harry and Meghan seem to be actively avoiding being seen together. Is this just a PR strategy, or is there more to the story? This raises serious questions. Is their marriage on the rocks? Is Harry distancing himself from Meghan's endless controversies? Are they trying to deflect from the questions surrounding Archie and Lilibet? Folks, this is not normal behavior for a couple who claim to be in love and focused on their family.
No, let's face facts. Everybody knows that whether it's PR or pulling your butt out of the dirt to put yourself in a favorable public light, everyone knows that one of the ways to pull at the public heartstrings is by playing the family card or by playing the veteran card. And we all saw that when we saw them walking on a cemetery of fallen heroes, but the world didn't know that there was a paid fashion photographer in tow. So everything, including something like that, the fake family sentiment, fake in my opinion, because there's no action to back it up, all seems to be for PR and to put themselves in a more favorable public light because they've been so scrutinized and challenged. And let's face it, their favorability rating is in the tank. They bombed in Hollywood. The olive branch with the royal family is reportedly gone. It's gone with our family. So let's just, fluff and let's just make everything about family in the holiday season, deflecting from the fact that that is so far from reality. We're ad nauseum looking at it. It's just, say whatever you want, but, walk the walk, don't just talk the talk.
And the thing is, Sam, they are now trying to make themselves out to be victims because they have not been invited. They've been banned from Sandringham by King Charles and Prince William. But why on earth would Charles or William invite them to Christmas? It's just bizarre. But all of the briefing is that this is really horrible. They're going to have to get through it. I mean, number one, Meghan probably will never set foot in the UK again. But number two, why should they be invited to the Royal Christmas? In all seriousness, did you understand why Charles and William just said no way, no invite this year?
So what's the takeaway? Meghan's own father and sister doubt she gave birth to Archie and Lilibet. The lack of public records and secrecy around the children raises red flags. If surrogacy was used, why not just admit it? If true, this could impact Archie and Lilibet's place in the line of succession. Harry and Meghan's bizarre behavior suggests there is more to the story. Folks, this isn't just a royal scandal. This is a question of integrity, honesty, and trust. If the truth is being hidden, the world deserves to know.